Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 134 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Kalen.
I'm Dan.
You know who I am.
And it's been a week.
It has been 7 days.
It's been 14 days
it
since
keeps
I've been
happening.
here.
Yeah, it does keep happening. It occurs over and over again.
Fucking week.
Mine keeps on skipping.
Is it slipping?
It's
not
slipping.
Skipping.
Settle down.
it's-
Shut up. I meant
Slipping.
slipping, okay? I meant slipping.
Skip it.
I meant slipping.
Skip it. And then-
Shut up. I was trying to avoid it.
Wherever I go, he goes. Whoops, I mixed it up with my buddy.
Yeah. I mean, you can have
See, I'm not the only one.
You can have both. You can
Stupid.
tie your My Buddy to the skip it for intense, for added torque.
As long as you're also doing it with your moon shoes on.
Yeah.
Shoes.
And your flown hat.
With sock and boppers on your fists.
And trying to blow pen them.
So I know you guys make fun of me for watching King of Random because it's so wholesome, like family, stuff.
Oh, is that the explosions channel?
Yeah.
I prefer explosions in the sky like an adult.
And they took moon boots and tried to replace the whatever makes them springy.
Yeah.
With more industrial springs
To make them
try
actually
and
work.
get more height. And their smallest member did actually get some pretty decent height. Like they added probably about a foot to whatever bounce you get out of it.
Wow. I wonder if you could use moon shoes with stilts somehow.
That sounds like death. Like that sounds like someone's suicide
just
plan.
2 pogo sticks.
Listen, man, I'm just a comedy writer, okay? I don't have to star in any of these bits.
My head, when you said they tried to replace it with more industrial springs, I thought that story for some reason. Like, one of them got seriously injured or died
Yeah,
or something.
no,
right
And
before
just
his ankle exploded.
could you imagine that being on your tombstone?
It was the last thing he saw.
Using
He died with the moon. Died with the moon shoes on.
using actual industrial springs, like they just failed.
Really?
So her foot just went straight through. Like they did not work at all.
Really?
You have to use they used like military bungees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Way to bring us back with that Iron Maiden song.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works.
Die with your movements if you're gonna die.
So I learned something this week.
Me too.
Finally.
I was watching.
It took him long enough. We knew he'd get there.
I was watching Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I had him watch the last 2 episodes, no spoilers.
2.
You are in for
Earmuffs.
a hell of a thing at the end of last week's episode.
So anyways, in the Falcon and the Winter Moon boots.
So the guy, does New Cap look familiar to anyone?
Yeah,
He was in,
Kurt Russell's kid.
Yep.
And he was also on Black Mirror.
I had no idea. He was
Russell's kid.
his
Is Kurt Russell's
yeah,
kid?
it's
Yeah.
Kurt,
Oh, cool.
his birth name is Wyatt Hawn Russell. He's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's kid.
Yeah, and he is. I mean,
He didn't get his dad's roguish good looks.
Yeah, those ears are a little awkward.
well in Overlord, he was kind of a babe.
I thought Chris Pratt was Kurt Russell's son
That's what
in the
he wanted.
MCU.
But now all we need is to have Goldie Hawn in the MCU, and we've got the whole Russell family in the MCU.
I heard she shot first.
Wow, Brooks.
Hey man, it was there. I went for it. It was fine. Tyler didn't even try to go for it. So.
Now someone has to make an animated GIF with Goldie Hawn as Han Solo across the table from Greedo.
Just take a gift from Overboard. It's fine. They're both in that.
They are. But yeah, I had no idea. I didn't even think
either.
about it. Like I had looked at his name a million times
Oh,
and
yeah.
didn't even think about it. Wyatt Russell is how he's credited.
Yeah.
And I never thought, oh, Russell, like Kurt Russell? And entertainingly enough, his first role is Escape from LA.
The one that I
Who
remember.
was he in Escape from LA?
He
just like
was
a kid.
credited as Orphan Boy, even though he's in a movie with his dad.
Aww.
Escape from LA was a movie.
That was just
Yeah.
He's
Escape
surfing
from LA, man.
Oh man,
that was just Kurt Russell
fresh.
like giving him a strong signal.
Yeah, right.
Surfing with the Fonda.
Dad, no, Orphan Boy. He didn't want to go through the adoption system or the
and
system,
Goldie
so
were
he just
fighting.
casted him as Orphan Boy. Nope.
Or he got in trouble that day, and he like told the casting guys, like, "Yeah, just credit him as Orphan Boy."
Until he cleans his room.
Right? Yeah, change it.
Just tell him I'm
So
going
how
out
does
to get some
work,
smokes. I'll be back, maybe.
I wonder. It would be really cool if they could somehow get him to star in a reboot of The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes. Just to kind of bring it full circle.
I thought you were gonna say I thought you were just gonna end in reboot. I'm like, why?
There's movies are too easy.
I have given up on reboot.
Yeah.
Like, fully given up on reboot, which is a shame.
Rebot.
It's one of my favorite shows from the 90s, and just that Guardians shit that they put on Guardians of the Code or whatever the fuck it was.
Some things
garbage.
some things should never be rebooted.
Well, they tried to make it a Power Rangers thing, which is
Like
not...
Dan if he has a heart attack.
DNR. No,
The Department of Natural Resources.
do not resuscitate, do not reboot, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's GNR. That's what Tyler likes.
That is what Tyler likes. Yeah. So I had to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wake up!
But
Grab a brush and put a little makeup.
fully vaccinated.
Nice. I hear
As
that's,
of
I hear
3
that's gonna be the
o'clock
only
in
way
the
to get
Okay,
on
that's
planes.
much better without the shades on.
Wearing the
Yeah.
mask,
I like
not
it.
being vaccinated.
The problem with that, though, is people have to sit
Why'd you
here
look
and
at me
stare
when
at
you
you
said
for
that?
It's very slow. I can change the speed on my phone.
Ty. So,
I bet this size, this speed, when you go into storage, you're just gonna have a lot of people kind of looking and waiting for the sentence to finish.
I'll be
You're
like,
Wait for it.
just read. It's almost there. Here it is.
Slowly. It's like just as fast as Tyler reads.
You spelled vaccinated wrong, though.
no, I didn't.
Can you change it? Like,
Can you make it interact with music?
Yes.
That's
can you
cool.
change it on the go, or do you have to hook it up to something?
I can change it. It's just Bluetooth
Can
to
you
my
make it
cell
say
phone.
naughty words?
I can make it say whatever the fuck I want.
It's gonna say fweet.
But yeah,
You should just
even-
like spend a whole day not actually talking and just communicating through
Yeah,
the
right.
mask.
It came with a PM 2.5 filter that just slides right into it, and it has a little micro USB charger and button on it for turning it on and for cycling through some of the pre-baked stuff. If I want to get more in depth with it, I can open up my phone and I can actually draw things or create my own animations.
What?
And you didn't
that
draw a penis.
Come on.
No, I didn't. I just was the first thing that I tried to do before I saw that you could put in like text characters was actually write out vaccinated, and I couldn't make it fit. So then I found out that it did text characters, and I just did that.
Yeah, you should definitely draw a penis on your mask, like 3
At least
penises.
8
Very
equal
vain.
sign, equal sign, equal sign, capital D.
Yes, with
Rocket ship.
with the tilde, or not a tilde.
We know what you're
Squiggly.
talking
You know what I'm talking about. Whatever.
Yeah,
that's
And Enya,
Enya.
So
Love
the
that
first time, the first vaccination,
right? Orinoco Flow, that's what's up.
the first vaccination that I got, Jasmine and I sat and waited for 2 hours in line in order to get stuck. Yeah. So, because it was the first weekend that they opened to 16 plus.
Oh,
That's right. You're one of those lesser important, and vital, essential workers.
I could have abused the fact that I own a bar. In fact, I almost did abuse the fact that I own a bar. As,
What's the point of owning a
essential
bar if
worker.
you're not going to abuse it?
yeah.
right.
Every bar I've ever worked at
Well, you may as well, because honestly, like you're not going to profit off.
Yeah, you're not making any money.
I am
Needs
not.
to have some perks.
I am not like most bar owners that I know. Actually, I'm like one bar owner that I know.
I'm not like other bars.
The other bar owner.
No,
My buddy-
you're a decent human being. You're not gonna be like, well, I own this bar. So
Right.
It's like 15 gallons of hand sanitizer,
And
a of toilet paper, and
he just-
13 vaccines.
I like the fact that no one knows who I am when I'm in the bar for the most part. So I can sit at the bar and someone comes up and is like, hey, I want to book a show here. Who should I contact? And Dan will be right in front of me and won't do, like, he'll just say, email booking at thegridgg.com or
And I even
something
say like,
that.
yeah, his name's Ryan. Just like ask for Ryan.
Yep. And I'll just be like, that's a good fucking employee. Doesn't go, oh, he's right here.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. It's more fun to do that secret like vetting thing. The first process, like.
Yeah.
You know, like the it's like the king that disguises himself as a pauper, except that this only takes 20 minutes. And you might get a good laugh out of it. Particularly if it's like somebody with like
And Ryan wears clothes. Oh wait, sorry, that's
depends on what
Emperor
kind of
wears
band.
no clothes. Wrong.
What kind
wrong
of
table.
show this guy wants to book too, I bet.
But yeah, my buddy Darwin is kind of, so two of my friends back in Madison kind of taught me everything that I needed to know about getting into booking bands.
Yeah.
And I've kind of taken a lot from them as a venue owner as well.
That's not very nice to do to your friends.
Darwin
You shouldn't steal from them.
Darwin Sampson was the owner of the Frequency, which was Sparklefuck's home bar.
And they closed down. You're stealing from people.
Snailmate actually played one of the last shows at the Frequency before they closed.
Played there 3 different times. I love that place.
Yeah, it was such a great place. It's so sad that it's gone. But another friend of mine owns the place that took its place, which is a hipster tap room.
Do they still have that tall stage in the back?
They put
Because I loved how that room was shaped.
They put a bocce ball
They put-
set up over there.
they put pinball tables on that. And sometimes they have bands play.
Pinball tables.
Sometimes they have bands play in front of the pinball tables, but for the most part, it's no longer a venue at all.
Did they do something with the basement?
I don't know what they've done to the basement.
The green room.
Yes, that was the, like, when local bands, you know, had the full lineup, like the party was in the green room, and everyone was in the green room. Like, it became a problem. But it's so I've sold that place out before with actually a couple of times. Once with the Sparklefuck reunion, we sold out, and once my 30th birthday party, we had the Proto Men play.
Get it, your pocket.
And Sparklefuck played, and Lords of the Trident played, and the Proto Men are a huge band.
That is pretty sweet.
And the venue was so packed, we actually oversold beyond capacity. So we moved all of the round tables and stuff that were in the stage area. We had to move all of those out of the room. And the only way, because you know how you get to that stage is you have to fucking climb your gear up those stairs and walk to the stage. But there's a short door in the back of the basement that goes out to the alleyway, so you can come back up through the stairway from the alleyway.
Okay.
That comes up right next to the stage. We had to load gear that way because the room was too packed.
Damn.
Yeah, and then bottlenecks by the bar, like, yeah, it is a weird shaped little place, like it's almost like a shotgun house.
It's such a special place. You know, rip the Frequency, and also rip the Inferno, which is the other one. My buddy Apollo Marquez, who owned the Inferno, was a huge influence on me. And both of them were super chill owners that, like, kind of for the most part, would try to stay out of, you know, a lot of the day-to-day. Yeah, I guess Apollo was more involved in some of the day-to-day, but, like, for the most part, they didn't want to get in the way. Yeah. You know, they wanted to be, you know, set a framework that would lead to success and stuff like that. And for the most part, they did real well. And the Inferno, I played one of the last shows at the Inferno before moving out here, and then they closed.
Well, here's to all those local venues that had kick-ass shows and were kick-ass musicians.
Indeed. What sucks is those venues were in Madison, Wisconsin. The home base of Live Nation, of all these large Frank Productions is headquartered there, and so these major booking companies kind of squeeze out the small guys.
Yep, they're intent on squashing all the like independent promotion companies and everything all over the country.
So my buddy Matt Girding owns the Majestic Theater, which is a much larger venue there, and started a booking company called Majestic Live. And my buddy Tag Evers owned a booking company called True Endeavors. These were the larger booking companies in town that were not the national booking companies. And both of them got bought by Live Nation.
Oh.
And so now basically the only booking that's not dive bar booking in Madison, Wisconsin is FPC Live, which is Frank Productions, and Majestic and shit like that.
I always had a much better time trying to book shows with just like the guy who owns the place than any kind of pay for play. Sell, you must sell this amount of tickets, otherwise we're going to dock you money. We get a percentage of your stuff.
Especially because a lot of promoters shouldn't even be called that.
Oh,
they don't even
not.
promote.
They don't promote, exactly.
They're just a middleman to take money from bands.
Right.
Yeah.
And
They
that's
send
another
an email to the club booker that you could have sent yourself.
Yep.
That's why I never did well as just a promoter, because I never took a cut.
Because you're not a bottom feeder.
I knew how important it was for gas, because I wouldn't book a show unless I had a touring act.
Yeah.
And the money going to the touring act is the most important thing. I would actually, my locals, I'd say, it's up to you if you want to donate your cut to the touring act. And always give them that option. And more often than not, like, they would donate their cut to the touring act just to help them get a huge payoff.
It's fucking better.
Yeah.
Such a good person.
Because, what did I'm not saying that local bands don't deserve to be paid, because they absolutely deserve to be paid, but they have gone through significantly less to get to that show that night.
Oh yeah,
And to get home than who they're playing with.
I've played shows with some bands that was like, the way you guys are dressed, like, you can have the money. Do you want a little extra, because
I already give a larger cut to the touring act.
Yeah.
Like, touring act gets 60% of the door, and the locals split the remaining 40%.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I miss touring.
Miss playing shows.
Yeah, me too.
Miss being in a band.
People are starting to hit us up and like, hey, when you're coming through town, it's like, honestly, we have no idea. Like, as soon as possible, but like,
Have
also
you
not.
looked at, like...
No one's touring, and that's why the Rhythm Room's not open yet, is because we are a venue that touring bands, play at, and we're not going to be open until September, because no one's even attempting to book a nationwide tour, because there's no guarantee that it'll happen. People are tired of canceling shit. So,
at this point, I think you're safe as long as you're not booking in Michigan, because Michigan, holy fuck, they're screwed.
Why?
If you've looked at a COVID map,
Canada's freaking out right now too.
Michigan is very dark on that map, while the rest of the country is like varying degrees of lighter
have they ever
shades.
thought about like maybe kidnapping the governor or something like that? Maybe that'll work.
But
Yeah.
God.
We've kidnapped the governor. Are you a bad enough dude to save him?
But yeah, it's
her, actually.
It's
Jesus.
M''EM.
Not only is there no guarantee that it'll happen or that there won't be issues along the way, but the list of venues that we had in the last 5 years of touring is cut in half, and none of it's a guarantee.
They're all closed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fucking. This past year sucked.
And until I know that it's a huge majority of people vaccinated, I love playing basement shows in the Midwest, but also the thought of doing that right now
Oh God.
freaks me the fuck
Yeah,
out.
dude.
Well, I did see a.
This is the Topless Robot PSA to remind you to continue to wear your mask to save local music.
Yeah, wear your fucking mask. Also, I saw 50% of all adults in the United States have been fully vaccinated.
What?
Of
I
adults.
thought it was like 1 in 5.
It is 50% according to
That's 50%,
AP News
right?
this morning.
50% of adults in the United States are fully vaccinated right now? That's insane to me.
I don't know.
That's what the.
That doesn't sound
I
right.
want to fact check you, Tyler, on that. So I'm going to put the burden of looking it up.
It's not fully
Press X to
vaccinated,
doubt.
It's one vax. Okay.
Have at least gotten one shot. Okay, that makes much more sense.
That's what I thought too.
Our producer,
Do it
Jasmine.
live.
Fact checker Jasmine popping her head in here.
We should just have her do that all the time.
Actually,
She can be our
Tyler, you're full of shit. Okay.
Well, now you can do that, Tyler. Legitimately.
I can. I can actually do it. Yeah. I'm in the process of improving my body.
Do you freak yourself out when you wear those glasses upside down?
I can't see it if I do that. So.
Let's see what it looks like when you finally do it legitimately.
But taking my glasses off hurts my eyes.
Wow.
Oh, you're still getting adjusted to them?
Sensitive.
Still getting adjusted to the gift of eyesight?
Got them little bitch eyes.
I don't have like a crazy strong prescription.
Brain.
Anything, probably.
I don't have crazy strong.
Physical, mental, morals.
Let's be honest. I'm pretty milquetoast.
Last week I crossed the street and bought a cabbage from a neighbor.
And I'll have you know I boiled it with no seasoning.
None at all. Not even salt.
That salt is too spicy for this.
My stepmom legitimately cannot have black pepper on her food because she thinks it's too spicy.
Too spicy.
Too spice, too spice.
There's no spice. We went and had like, it was like we went to sushi and she got like a spicy California roll that didn't even like. We were eating it like
Yeah, all that is spicy mayo.
yeah. And she's like, she's like sweating like.
You know, this sounds like a
This is
really
fucking hot.
really good segue.
I was gonna say segue.
Oh my god!
God, Stalemate, stop showing us the nutrition facts and show the camera the label.
Do that sauce!
Witness the Snowmade hot sauce that you can no longer buy because
Yes.
they've already sold out of it.
That's right. When you're watching this rerun in the year 2035, you also won't be able to get it.
Actually, we have opened up the waiting list for the next batch. So if you go to hotsauceforblood.com,
Hot
We get it, you're popular.
and you can hear the exclusive song that you can, if you sign or if you fill out the pre-order, we will send you the address that is on this QR code, so you don't have to wait for the song any longer.
Can I see that bottle?
Please.
Thank you.
throws it on the ground. Fuck your hot sauce.
Yeah, it was crazy. So we sold out really fast, and it was very, very nice.
So,
Just like Snailmate, this too has no nutritional value.
it will only hurt you.
So if you tuned in last week, that is why we did not have Kalen last week. He was bottling hot sauce.
He was bottling
And
his
I
body.
was tethered in the nether realm.
Yeah, you were still getting over some shrooms, weren't you?
No. I was having I have like I call them my bad neuro days, but it's like when my stroke stuff like really starts to fuck with me, and so like I'm just like at half power all day, and
Oh, sure.
and then I hurt a lot. So I'm worthless for fun and communication.
You use up all
Which
the
is
fun
what
2
we're
weeks
all about
ago.
here on Topless Robot.
Yes,
You know what's the most
Communication, maybe.
and delicious.
It's a week-to-week thing.
fun, what's the most fun thing to do
See, mayonnaise
on a
and spoon.
podcast
Yes.
is eat chips.
Right, especially with these cool new mics.
Yeah.
Give me these chips.
I am not crunching into this microphone.
He's cranching into the microphone.
Let's crack her open and give her a try.
Cranchalones.
I'm gonna be honest. If I ever hear crunching, if it's someone playing an instrument into their microphone, someone crunching into a microphone,
Ryan
or
talking
someone
into a
whistling into a microphone, I just click off the video instantly.
Tyler already burped, and I was like, Dude, you got a mic attached to you.
Stand by.
Everyone's heard it. It's fine.
So you're saying that this would annoy you if you were listening to this?
Yeah, probably.
How can we make this podcast more unlistenable? Let's eat chips.
More unlistenable.
Maybe should I open this?
Yeah,
Wait,
open
open
it
it
there,
nice and
Caleb.
These are the raddest glasses ever.
Those are sweet.
Oh, I know. I'm a rad dude.
You know what that makes me think of? Getting hit by a truck that Macho Man is driving while thrash metal plays.
Reminds me of the glasses from the pop star in the very goofy movie where.
All right, Dick.
Yeah.
That's good with your blue hair.
I think you mean Powerline?
I forgot his name.
Powerline, yeah.
I forgot his name. Oh my
Get
god.
the fuck out of here, Tyler.
Sorry.
Go watch your extremely goofy movie bullshit and never talk to me again.
I was watching Goof Troop.
I like the
just
second
yesterday.
one better than the first one. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
No fucking around. Let's
Hot sauce.
let's give this a go.
All right.
Hot sauce.
I had a dude last week at work buy a bottle of the last dab, and he was going around the office, like trying to get people to do it. And I've done it before,
Yeah.
It tastes pretty okay.
I've never done
It
one.
tastes good. It's not nearly as awful or as hot, really, as the bomb.
Thank you.
Oh, and the bomb sucks.
It sucks and it tastes
I
gross.
love
Yeah.
that they still keep the bomb in rotation, though.
Mm-hmm.
The season ender of this latest
It's not
season
bad.
is Steve-O.
Oh, I haven't. Wait.
Oh, yeah. When you put it, yeah.
I think I saw that.
So Steve-O
No, it's
was
Guajillo.
apparently in season 1, I guess,
And,
or something like
cold
that.
brew coffee.
And so now he came back and
Smells real
did season
Give me a
2.
big
right.
old blob. Yeah.
Yeah, you can smell the cold brew like immediately,
I smell the chip.
Yeah.
and the guajillo.
Smelling it makes my
Smell the
tongue-
glove.
my mouth water a little bit.
This is stress sauce, y'all. Thanks for trying it.
I put my mic on standby.
Damn.
It's really good on like eggs and potatoes, like in the morning because of the cold brew.
I put this on pizza.
On pizza, yeah, or like a tamale.
Was it tangy?
I would
That
put
is
this.
super
I would put
tasty.
this on like fucking shitty hot and readies.
Oh, absolutely.
That is
I
really
got a hot
fucking
ready this weekend, actually.
So did I.
Yeah.
So do we.
I had a bunch of hot readies.
Well, last weekend.
Last weekend,
I had a
yeah.
bunch of hot readies yesterday at the hotel room.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Carolina Reaper. That's what gives it the little bit of spice at the end, but it's one of the last ingredients.
That's really pleasant.
Yeah, it's not overpowering at all. It's not a challenge hot sauce.
No.
I'm getting
It wants to be-
notes.
And depending, like the chips don't do it justice.
Can I
'cause-
have the chip?
Please, yeah, just chips, or you want more sauce?
all more sauce.
Yes, please.
No, he just wants the
Indulge
chip.
yourself.
Fuck your sauce.
No, don't pour it into the.
Pour the bag, shake the bag up.
Like fucking popcorn.
Yeah, I saw that you guys had sold out, like on Facebook. And I was just like, man, I was gonna buy a bottle on Sunday, but first come, first serve.
Yeah,
dude. Those
yeah.
people beat me to it, and they deserve it.
Right? Yeah, I got to
shit, though.
drive around town, deliver it. We're still waiting on boxes so we can ship out. We got about 50 bottles to ship around the country, so we're waiting on shipping boxes.
Well, I'm handing it to Tyler so he could do it.
Oh,
Do one more. It was really good at
I like it, so
mouthfeel.
I can still feel it in my mouth. Mm-hmm. It has stuck around, but it's not overstaying its welcome. It's a nice warmth that just kind of hangs out.
Yeah.
I really like that.
good, but I expected more from Snail Man. I wanted my asshole to burn instantly.
That'll be the next one.
Yeah, like you being snail mate,
Eventually, we'll have one.
you
that's
guys are going to have
be hot
to
as
do
fuck.
a disgusting hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's a hot sauce that's not
Well,
actually allowed
It'll
for
be
human
tasty. It'll be
consumption.
really tasty.
I don't mean disgusting
Right.
as in like gross. I mean just
High Desert Sauce Company out of Tucson. The dude Zach is super great. We had a really good time bottling it with him. He's got some awesome flavors. He has one that is the Tikka Hot Masala, and it's a Tikka Masala flavored hot sauce that is really fucking hot, but tastes so goddamn good.
Well,
that
sign
sounds
me
like a
the
great
fuck up.
combo.
really
Yeah,
good.
Tikka masala is great.
That thing
Yeah,
tastes
like on like a
Always
chicken
get it
wing.
family hot.
So I'm going to do my best Kalen impression
Okay.
because this is apparently signed Love Snailmate.
You're stressed. It'd be weird if you weren't. Did you know the body's reaction to spicy food is to release endorphins and dopamine? Those are happy brain chemicals. Think of this sauce as a deliciously painful Band-Aid for your crappy life. It's made with cold brew coffee and guajillo.
You white motherfucker.
I'm from Connecticut.
And I can't really. I was born in Florida.
So you're lucky you can read it all.
So was I, sir. But you know what?
Oh, if ever I needed the soundboard to be on this computer, that deserves all air horns. You're not wrong.
Seriously, you've never tasted anything like this. HDSC killed it with this sauce. We just slapped our stupid band name on it. We really hope you like it. Oh yeah, we make music too. Scan that QR code. Love Snailmate.
So when you hear Kalen speak, you just hear like a movie announcer?
He's got this, like, it's kind of gravelly, a little touch of gravel, and it's deep.
If I hadn't heard my voice before, I would think that I smoked. Your impression.
Hey, sound like
Have you drank a whole bottle like as a promotional stunt yet?
No, and I haven't put it in my eyeball either.
You have to bathe. You have to bathe in it.
I know. Like, I
You
gotta
gotta put it on your fingers and just...
You can't bathe in something that's in such short supply.
Yeah, the next batch.
You should
Hopefully we'll do
just
like
put-
200 bottles or something for the next batch.
Just pour one bottle into a tub and just sit in it.
Like, no joke.
Just slap it like a
next
little
batch,
puddle.
Sign me up for like a 10-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I will use that on my breakfast all of the time.
Yeah, dude, sign me the fuck up. I will
I
buy
would
two.
smear
All right,
that on
you
my
guys got
nose.
it.
You and Bentley gotta put like a big dab on your hands and just go.
That'd be a good idea.
Smear it on
That would
your
be pretty
nipples.
great.
Yeah, and then for anyone who cares,
I don't think that would feel good.
Probably not.
I don't think it would feel like
That's a
anything.
sensitive part of your body that you're putting something that burns on.
I mean, he sat in a bathtub full.
yeah,
of
y'all
hot
should check
sauce,
out the
so-
song that we recorded for it. It's our classic song, The Waiter, that we officially killed, and then we brought it back as a zombified corpse. So it's kind of, it's a
Isn't it fun?
it's a fun thing. Yeah.
So I noticed that. Did you recently re-release the Hot Sauce for Blood video?
I think we just kind of have been. We didn't change anything about it. We've
Okay,
been promoting it.
okay. I was wondering if you edited out your dong,
No.
because if you look real close,
It's like-
close in the Hot Sauce for
I
Blood
couldn't
video.
even. You're the only one who has said anything about it. Which.
Maybe I'm looking for it.
Ryan's on the hunt for that dog,
I got this new video.
No,
I
I'm
couldn't
like,
even see my dong.
I'm like, one of
And
my
I know
closest
my
friends
dog.
is naked in a bathtub of hot sauce. I'm gonna try and make sure that he's got himself covered, and
Sure,
it's not
that's
gonna be
the-
some embarrassing
Sure.
thing.
Frame by frame. Standing right super close to that TV.
Down in the basement, there's he's replaced everything with like one of those like yarn things.
I'm never sure, like-
screenshots.
Caleb, you strike me as a dude who like wouldn't be embarrassed if people saw your dick.
Yeah. I realized I think every music video that I had, I'd taken, my shirt off in some capacity on it. So yeah, the dong's just the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The
obviously.
logical progression.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the
yeah,
video
that's
was
logical.
going to be like released
Yeah.
on the Snailmade OnlyFans, or
Right, yeah, maybe we'll do a.
You should do a
remake of
X-rated
it.
version,
Yeah.
and then
And then a
just
G-rated version.
have someone
No, a kid's
someone
pop
snort a
version.
line of hot sauce off your cock.
my God.
I was like, storyline house. I was like, okay, and then you're off my cock.
Who suffers more?
Right.
The board or the snorter?
No one's gonna be happy.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a rough one.
Ryan is the one who came up with the idea, so he might be.
Yeah.
I mean, I do.
Thank you for
watching-
volunteering
I do
yourself.
love watching people suffer,
That's fair.
and I will do anything for the bit.
For my bit.
Looks at Kaylin intently. Anything. Anything.
Hey, man. I've done a lot of things, but I've never
Won't do
shown
that.
anyone the full Brooks Sweetmeats on stage.
The full.
On stage, okay. I was gonna say you've never shown any.
I'm actually a never do. Surprise, surprise.
Getting naked
guy-
on stage sounds awful because when you're sweating and your endorphins are going, like, at least for me, that thing goes into protection mode when I'm like on stage,
yeah.
like, exerting
sure.
myself.
Yeah.
So there's no
Definitely
one's
not.
gonna be impressed by it.
No,
Yeah.
of course
Oh, I
not.
wasn't-
It's not about
it looks like you're
impressing
jumping into a
people.
cold
Being
pool.
like, I have been naked on stage multiple times, and it's not about showing what you got. And I am a grower, not a shower. So no matter what, if I'm not aroused,
I'm into gardening
it's
too.
David's penis. It's that tiny little.
David's penis.
You know, it's the tip of a dick resting on a pillow of balls. Like, that's all it is.
The dong of David.
And
You know that statue is like fucking gigantic, right?
right.
We're talking about scale, Tyler.
Particularly, it's rock hard.
Tyler, the artists are talking. Wow.
So, like, I've been naked on stage playing bass, and
Slapping a different type of
honestly, it's more about comfort because, like, playing a basement show in the middle of summer fucking sucks.
Playing a show.
Who's
full
comfortable
stop.
in that situation? Certainly not the audience.
Me, once I get my fucking clothes off. So, like, I
thought it was
and
just like a tube sock.
weirdly, it is definitely
Banana hammock.
a basest thing to do.
Was getting naked?
Yeah.
Doing anything for attention.
Just trying to stand out like in any way possible.
Guys, please! I exist too!
It would sound completely different without me, I swear.
My bass
I never mind the fact that my amp wasn't on.
Flea has been naked on stage. There's actually all the Red Hot Chili Peppers have done the tube sock thing. And my buddy Chicken, who we've had on the show before,
Yes.
was the lead singer of a band called She Likes Todd, and also the bass player. I've got photos of him playing naked. I've played naked a number of times. My buddy Dusty played naked in the Moguls. So, like, just wherever I go,
we need you to play naked,
it's
Caleb.
I don't
bass
think I'll ever
players
play
that play
completely
naked.
naked.
Question is,
I wouldn't.
are any
I
of
like
these
that
dudes
music
packing
like that.
enough schmeat to actually play their bass like Murderface does with his own dick? All right. Then I don't care. Keep your fucking pants on if you can't play those strings.
I would be lying if I said I have not tried.
I believe that. Yeah.
The scars are proof.
The scars remind me.
Getting nicked by a bass
past is
string.
real.
Well, I mean, the dick meats are resilient. You know, the actual cock meats are resilient.
The cock
It's
meats.
the balls
I
that
hate
are
this
debating.
episode. The dick meat is resilient cannot be the title of the episode.
Yes, we can.
But it should.
Episode 156, Resilient Dick Meat.
The resilient flesh of Richard.
Okay, now the real question is, Dan, come on, drums.
Absolutely not.
No!
Wait, you're not going to do a drum roll with your balls?
No.
And unless it's your thing, like it's your band is known for getting naked on stage, to spring that on audience members, it's kind of a shitty thing to do.
If it's a band that isn't known for doing that, like, I'm probably going to throw my beer at you when you take your clothes off.
And there are people.
Put that back on!
I will feel great being bathed in cold beer.
Yeah, I bet.
Because
It's
I
a
will
glass.
be
It's
too
even-
hot. If I'm naked, I am too warm on stage.
I loved as a guy in a band that was known for getting naked. I love, like, before we go on, and there's people that have seen it before.
What you were doing is different from getting naked.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I love hearing people that had already seen us, like, kind of talk to some people that aren't. Just so you, just so you know, some crazy shit's gonna happen. You know, like, what is going on? It was never like anything really crazy, but it was just like, no, I'm just
you
gonna take my
down to your
clothes off
tidy whities.
I never wore tidy whities. Thank you very much.
You should have
single goddamn time.
You should have worn like Walter White style tidy whiteys once.
I'm a boxer briefs man. As we all
I'm a boxer briefs
know.
man as well.
I had that pair of stage underwear that I wore.
You never washed it.
Those maiden ones, the Light After Death guys. No, they're in my band case still though. I watched them.
Fungus.
I watched them first before it just
Throwing
opened.
another Brooks.
Hey, I'd watch that.
After he finishes growing, which one of you gets erased from the current timeline?
Hopefully me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a very Dan answer.
Hopefully me. Hopefully the next Brooks has a better time.
Good luck, Brooks.
Hey, I'm so sorry.
Just sinks back into the guitar case.
I mean, his name will still be Brooks, but he'll have like an exponent. You know, behind it. Brooks 2 squared.
Brooks to the nth.
Right, Brooks to the end.
So we do,
Brooks.
you know,
Brooks and Chrysanthemum.
as much fun as we have, we do still sometimes try to cover, some relevant news.
Things happened this week?
Yes,
Babies were born and
Nintendo
old
had their
people
indie showcase,
Oh, yeah.
and Resident Evil had another Resident Evil showcase. Capcom had another Resident Evil showcase.
That's right. Also, aliens are real according to the Navy, so.
I mean, that's old news.
But it's also, they actually admitted it on camera.
So
In writing? They said UFOs were.
yeah.
They're
not saying aliens are real.
I know.
They're saying UFOs are real.
But- and they-
I never talked to Lana's
is
person.
literally an unidentified flying object. That doesn't mean aliens
I
necessarily.
know.
It just means that they
I
haven't
was
been able to
making a
identify.
joke. This is what's called
It just
humor.
means that the people at Grumman have this, or have at Lockheed have the Skunk Works open again, and they're making some weird shit.
Yeah.
No Ozymandias, please.
So there were some surprise drops out of the Nintendo Indie Showcase, namely Fez. Is
Oh
now
yeah,
on
yes.
Nintendo
I saw you
Switch.
posting about that.
I didn't think that we'd see Fez ever again. Like,
Well, I mean, that 70
I
show
think
ended
the
a while
last,
ago.
God damn it!
I think the last system that Fez came out on was PS Vita.
I do
The
not
last new
even
system.
know what that game is, to be completely honest.
Huh?
I feel bad feel bad
Then
saying
just
this.
refrain from the conversation.
Buy it on
Shut up!
buy it on Switch and play it. It is one of the best indie games ever made.
Okay.
But for anyone who doesn't know, Fez
Tyler.
is a game Fez is a game that was made by
Fez is a game called Fez.
Fez is a game made by a guy named Phil Fish.
I wonder how many times you
who-
can say Fez in this segment.
You can actually see some of the development process and their attempt to launch and things like that.
This game's called Fez,
in
right?
the indie
Fez.
game, the movie.
Fez.
That was a good little documentary.
That documented the launch of Super Meat Boy, and they also documented the launch of Fez.
Yeah.
And you get
game called Fez.
you get a
really kicked off
good-
the indie game boom that
absolutely.
we're like in the middle of right now.
because Xbox kind of started that charge on consoles with having ID at Xbox and stuff like that, and actually putting money into indie developers. So that's why Super Meat Boy, did so well. Like, it was backed by Microsoft and put out. But Fez was as well, and you get a real good feel for who Phil Fish is as a person in watching that documentary. He is a very arrogant guy.
He's very arrogant but he's also cannot take any sort of criticism.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So he's very he thinks he's like the shit.
Classic
but
hubris.
Yeah, exactly. He won't, he does not want to hear it.
I thought this was going to go
really
down the,
Yeah.
I thought this was going to go down a
Everyone
Phil Fish is
misses
a great
him.
guy thing. I was
Nope,
not
no.
expecting that at all.
So the reason that I didn't expect to see Fez pop up on the Switch is because many years ago, Phil Fish got insulted on a podcast or something, and also ended up getting doxxed or whatever, and said, "Congratulations, I'm canceling Fez 2, I'm done with games."
Yeah,
and he disappeared
disappeared.
off the face of the fucking earth.
Okay.
That was 2 weeks ago.
That was last night, and now we have Fez.
So apparently he sold off Polytron, which was his company, when he got out of games. So Polytron is publishing this, and then a popular porting company ported it, called Blitzworks or something like that, or Blitworks.
That sounds familiar.
And they've done a ton of ports, and really good ports, actually. And Fez, if you haven't played Fez, buy it right now. It is genuinely one of the best indie games ever made. It holds up. It's incredible.
Okay.
The mechanics are, it's a 2D platformer, but your character gets this magic fez that lets you rotate the world. Ooh. So it's actually a 3D world, but everyone lives in 2D.
I like Fez.
And so you can navigate everything by rotating the stages.
Fezes are cool.
But yeah, and it allows for interesting perspective shift solutions to puzzles. Where
I love those kind of games.
Yeah,
I love those kind of games.
It is so
I know why I haven't heard of it before. It's because back in the day, I didn't really go for the indie stuff. Like it was just not very part of my lexicon, really.
Yeah, it's like, oh, do I want to play another sad game about someone's dead dad? You know? Yes.
Right, do I want to play another 8-bit retro platformer?
Right.
I would like to play nothing but walking simulators where a narrator says things to you. Well, there's no gameplay.
Yeah. But that's not really a good, snapshot of what indie games have become.
No.
Oh, definitely not.
It's beautiful.
I mean, I love where indie games have come. It's just definitely at the time, 2012, I was not paying attention.
Yeah.
I did not care, and I was playing AAA games.
I was excitedly waiting for the release of Fez because the gameplay looked so intriguing, and it got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and finally came out, and it was everything I wanted it to be.
And that's what broke him, because that was like really when the fans are. He got it kickstarted, right? Was he?
I don't think it was kickstarted, no.
But he
I don't
still
think
was
Kickstarter
releasing.
existed when.
Yeah, maybe not. But he was still like interacting with fans and like releasing like updates to people, and then that was really when the fandom kind of broke loose as we see it now, where they're trying to like have their hands in the development process, and they're like harassing developers if they don't get what they want, and like it broke him.
Yeah, he could not deal with it at all and just noped the fuck out. And it's a shame because as arrogant as he was, he did have a very good sense for what is an interesting take on an established genre. Mm-hmm. And it shows in Fez. Fez will be his legacy. It's the only game I think it's the only game he ever released. That's that. It's done.
Yeah, I definitely recommend watching the indie game, the movie. Is that what it's called?
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
I watched
really
it a while
interesting.
ago.
I've noticed
Pretty good. Well, watch it, Tyler.
Don't
hurry the fuck
tell me
up.
what to do.
So they had the Nintendo Indie Showcase had two "These are dropping today" announcements:
Fez, right?
Fez and Longing.
Longing.
So in Longing, you played the servant to a king who is going into his 400-day slumber, and the game takes place over 400 real-time days. You can start up the game, not pick it up until 400 days later and get the ending. Or, and your little character moves super slow, so it's all about setting your character to do something and then going away.
Whoa.
So it's an idle mobile game.
I mean, kind
That's where I
of,
was. That's where I was at.
but it's a little bit more intriguing than that because there are secrets to discover. Like it has all of the same sort of mechanics of like, I would almost say probably a point-and-click adventure, kind of thing.
How slow are you talking about when moving? Like,
Very
is it,
slow.
That just sounds frustrating.
Like
Well, that's why you don't move it manually.
Sonic.
So in the menu, one of the things that you can do is say, go somewhere. Just go to a random place. And he'll start walking and you just click out. And it's a perfect game for the Switch where you just hit the power button, it goes into standby, and you set it aside. He's still doing shit. So when you start it back up...
Even if you close the app.
Yeah. You start it back up, and he will be at the destination that you told him to go.
I'm sure having a narrative makes it interesting, but this
sounds
literally
very
just sounds
boring.
like a mobile game that you play for 5 minutes and then like fucking forget about it.
It does.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
How much are you selling it for?
$90.
I think it was 13.
Money doesn't
Something like that.
mean anything to Ryan anymore. He is elevated past the need.
Yeah, tell that to my fucking bank account. I made a lot of splurge purchases at the beginning of the month, and
Lurchases.
I made a lot of bad decisions at the beginning of the month, but they were good decisions, and we recovered. But they were bad decisions at the time.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat right now. I'm currently replacing all of the parts of my body. So I got these. I went to the dentist and spent 2 hours there.
Oof.
Yeah.
I make splurge purchases on things like food and necessities to survive.
That's what I'm doing.
I think I'll eat today.
Spicy. Or not, because I can't afford hot sauce.
I'm sorry I'm not on the patrician side of the couch. I'm over here with the plebeians.
Plebeians? Honorary plebeian?
Nah. On the honor, he's with us.
Look what I'm wearing.
I'm surprised that you high-five Brooks, who is gainfully employed currently and never lost employment.
Oh, fuck, I had to build
Yeah.
a PUA today. It's Sunday.
Because I know that he still doesn't make fat money.
That's true.
I mean, my new job is like makes a lot more than my last job does, but I haven't been able to enjoy the fruits of that labor yet because the like first month in any new job, like the pay
Sunday.
schedule is just different, and so like I had to like spend a shit ton of money on stuff that I kind of have balanced out of the month, like last week. So now I'm just like, fucking hurry up and get your Saturday.
Even when I was employed, this was still the plebeian side of the couch.
Yeah.
I'm below the poverty line.
Compared to I'm a programmer.
Yeah.
Ryan's one of those out-of-touch rich people that don't know how much a burger costs. Like, how much does that cost? $25?
a bag of Hot Pockets cost $24?
How much is the banana,
This
Michael?
can't be that
$10?
expensive.
You guys talk like I've never been literally homeless before.
No, I know that, but it is Tyler, the accuser, usurper.
Oh no, don't spray me. Oh.
We're wearing these mics. He's not gonna spray you.
He did last time.
He's soaked.
That is true, actually.
I wasn't here last week.
I'm
The
definitely
big
one that
before,
cannot
remember,
talk.
he was just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a Mormon. I don't soak. I thrust.
You were thrusting the shit out of Tyler.
God can't see your dick if it doesn't move.
The
Very, very still. If we don't,
no helicopters.
can't see.
Oh God, you've moved. We've sinned officially.
Angel comes down.
Never mind that the
in your
act of
bed.
penetration alone has to be movement.
It plummets from the heavens with spear extended.
It's just one shot from like 900 miles up.
Look,
down.
God's okay with one thrust and one thrust only, and that's that thrust inside, and then you just keep.
Well,
it there,
a completed
alright?
thrust is like a piston motion in which it moves forward and then back, right? That counts as one, right?
Yeah.
Because like you have to insert it and then remove it at some point. So that's one.
Oh yes,
thrust.
you do have to remove it at some
Yes,
point
yes.
once you're tired of soaking.
Yes,
I guess you don't
But then you
have
could
to
change your
remove
mind
it.
and thrust back in.
that's true. That's true.
What do you
But
think,
then
Caleb?
maybe you're sinning against God, so you try to pull it out.
But if God's cool
Yes.
with one thrust per day, so if you start at 11:59,
It's just like going on a hunger strike.
Anyway,
address this mess.
the
like
big drop. So, like, I've never seen them do this on an indies showcase. They were like, and that's all we have to show for you, today. They were, in the process of ending it, and they're like, JK, there's one more! And, dive into one. And it was Oxenfree 2.
Ollie?
I believe I made that joke when we discussed Oxenfree 1.
Oxenfree?
And it hasn't aged well.
No.
It's still not funny.
It was
but I meant
born
to say.
rotten.
Yes, exactly.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No!
Which one is Oxenfree again?
So Oxenfree is that...
It's one where you release livestock from the pen.
Anyway, Oxenfree is kind of a point-and-click supernatural adventure game.
Okay, because I know that we've talked about, you and I have talked about about Oxenfree, the first one, but I don't remember anything about it.
It's a fun, quirky, it's got a very beautiful style to it. And it is kind of like a point-and-click adventure game with supernatural elements, and it's this group of teenagers on an island. And
Okay, yeah, this sounds a little more familiar.
so it's I have never beaten the first one. It's a little slow-paced, heavy narrative driven.
Okay.
But it's extremely well received. It's held in high regard, so it's worthy of a.
Oh, by the way, we've got
I was
this
gonna-
other
So
I was going to ask, is it worthy of that drop?
yeah, I would say so. Oxenfree. Lots of people loved Oxenfree. I think especially like the way that you talk to other characters and the way that you interact with the world around you, is very clever. And the graphics are very beautiful. Like, it's got its own style, and I like that style a lot.
When did the first one come out?
Oh God,
It's been a while, right?
yeah, probably 5 or more years.
Oh, I remember
wanna
this.
say.
Okay. It came out 2016.
Okay, yeah, so about 5 years.
I remember this one. Okay.
2 years after Dan's incept dates.
What?
I mean, you are wearing the Tyrell Corp glasses, so
The what?
the glasses that the guy in Blade Runner when he gets murdered by.
Haven't seen it.
Get the fuck out of here!
What do you mean you've never seen Blade Runner?
I mean,
Just know that-
my eyes have not fallen upon a screen on which the movie Blade Runner is being displayed.
Let me tell you that
There's a line in the last Arctic Monkeys album where he goes, "What do you mean you've never seen Blade Runner?" Like, I don't know where. And it's really good.
So I didn't get that reference clearly.
Okay.
Everyone, let's just explain jokes to Dan.
Dan didn't get another reference. What?
Oh my God! They're killing her.
So,
They're eating her.
But Oxygen
now they're
2.
going to
yeah,
eat
Oxenfree
me.
2 looks like it's going to be, super interesting. But now we go to the Resident Evil showcase. Because as you know,
I know nothing about what happened here, so filling in.
So we're celebrating
Gather
25
around the
years
fire,
of Resident
children.
Evil.
Yeah.
They showed more of Resident Evil 8.
Released a new demo.
And released a new demo. So most people on other platforms have to wait until the end of the month to do an hour-long demo that includes the village and the castle. And PS4 and PS5 owners got access to the village, a half-hour demo in the village yesterday.
Do you think they only called it
So I got to play
village so
that.
they could have the VI thing? Like, was that 100%? That like, okay, what can we fit a Roman numeral in with a?
Also, Villa. Come on, you can make a smaller game and just
Or Villain.
Resident Evil Villa or Villain, yes, and then it's just another Nemesis game.
Yeah. They also
Should've
showed
been on the
off
fucking design team,
the trailer
dorks.
for the CG animated Netflix film.
I
So
kind of figured they would probably do something like that.
that's looking pretty good. It takes place after Resident Evil 4, following Leon and Claire.
I just want to watch the first game as a movie.
They're doing.
No, they're rebooting the film series entirely, the live action film series.
They don't need to reboot it. They just need to make a
different
one that
movie?
actually follows the Resident Evil story.
Apparently that is the intent. It
Set it in
seems anyway.
1987.
This is just the actual first boot because it's finally following the source
Yeah,
material.
first one is-
Instead of just calling it Resident Evil and making it a
And then
movie.
they're releasing Resident Evil 4 in VR.
Yes, Resident Evil 4 is coming to Oculus Quest 2.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
So
like that.
We'll learn more about that this week as there's going to be an Oculus showcase thing where they're going to go deeper into it. But yeah, I would love to play that in VR. That would be fucking great.
That would be cool.
Sounds terrifying.
And especially on the Quest 2 or on the Oculus, not on PSVR. Like, I played Resident Evil 7 on PSVR.
I played a little bit of that.
And when I say
thing.
It is
I played
awful.
Resident Evil 7 on PSVR, I mean I played about 45 minutes of Resident Evil 7 on PSVR and then never did it again because it was terrifying.
It's terrible.
That fucking
But I'm glad
basement.
that they, like we've talked about this before. I'm glad they let you just do controller support where you could look around
Yeah, yeah.
instead of the fucking
The dumb,
jumping or whatever the
move
fuck. Yeah.
controllers. So
Yeah, I don't think my constitution could handle.
I think it would be great.
7 in VR.
That whole intro
it was
scene,
rough.
whole intro scene when you're getting into the fucking
That was
house,
great. I love
I
that.
hated it so much.
Like,
I
you hate
noped
it
the
because-
fuck up.
and that guy's chasing you around.
I
Oh,
noped the
God.
fuck out once Jack starts chasing you. Like when you're at the dinner table and then someone comes to the door and whatever, and then Jack is kind of chasing you around.
Yep.
I noped the fuck out at that point. Like I got into the crawl space that would lead me to the little safe supply room and just sat there for a second and went, I can't do this anymore.
It's a lot.
I got to the, like when the cop gets like murdered, and there's like that first little boss fight, and I couldn't. Yeah, you were there.
Yep.
I just could never beat that part because I was so freaked out, and I just never had any logic brain work.
Still to this day, nothing going on in
Well, it must be nice. It must be nice to be able to afford to be afraid over there.
there.
So next
Check your privileges.
next Saturday,
VR?
PS4
That's
and
like for very
PS5.
Sure, shit does.
Well, you have a VR headset.
That I did not buy. I got a rich man's hand-me-down.
I would take a rich man's hand-me-down.
I clearly did.
That was the worst whataboutism that I've ever heard. You have one that I gave you. You're rich now too, right?
You got me there.
Come, let's
You got a wireless mic on. How poor can you be?
Come, let's go to the city center and mock the poor as they parade themselves to and fro the grocery store.
Anyway, next week, PS4 and PS5 owners get access to a half-hour demo of the castle bit. I reached the end of the village demo. They're not kidding when they say half-hour demo, because I beat it in 27 minutes, and some change. And now I've even closed out of the game, started back up. It says you have 14 seconds left.
I like that though. I like that you don't have time to overanalyze.
You don't get to go back. You can't retread your steps. Maybe if you logged in with another profile or something like that, you could probably do it again.
But then that means you're a sweaty loser and you have no friends.
Do I have no friends in your loser?
It is gorgeous. It is stunning.
And not
absolutely gorgeous.
Not just the giant vampire lady.
They made... No, the vampire lady doesn't even show up in this.
Oh.
Perfect.
They made...
Tired of hearing about that fucking character.
I heard about it at the fucking wedding yesterday.
Goddamn horny posters.
Bonk!
Step on me, mama.
Give me my pet. We're going bonking.
So they actually fixed a major problem with the Resident Evil series, and that's with the inventory system. So now, when you pick up ingredients, they don't take up space in your primary inventory.
I both love
You can
and
always
hate that.
You can shove so many green herbs in your pocket in real life. Come on, Resident Evil.
So now,
Mash them in there.
ingredients, so like gunpowder and stuff like that, there's actually a crafting tab, and everything stays in there.
Oh.
So your main inventory will only ever be sullied by the result of crafting, not the components of crafting.
The results of crafting all the weird random shit you have to pick up and then walk.
Every
45
game
minutes
has
to
fucking
do.
crafting now. Even fucking the Abe's Exodus remake has crafting
Oh,
in
does
it. Yeah.
That's not a remake, that's a sequel.
It's a remake. It's a reimagining of Abe's Exodus.
Yo.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's
really good. I watched my brother play the whole thing. It was really cool.
I haven't played through the whole thing. I played it, but I didn't realize that it was a remake of Abe's
Yeah,
Exodus.
but then now they have like a small inventory system where you can craft like things to throw.
Yeah.
But it still has crafting in it.
Everything's had crafting in it since
I started
Minecraft.
playing the newest Star Wars. What is it? Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Oh,
Yeah, I started
So
playing
good.
Fallen Order, and that's been kind of interesting. But even that's got some crafting.
I can't
stuff.
stand that guy from fucking Shameless.
Why?
I don't know.
He does
Just not
have
a
kind
fan.
of punchable face.
He was in...
Goddamn gingers.
It's like my mom's a ginger. It's not even a
Main
ginger thing. I don't know.
character,
There's something.
name I
Yeah, something
forget.
about him.
He
That
was
was 100%.
He played the Joker.
not one, so-
right?
He played the Joker in Gotham. And
that
he was
guy.
also in
forgot he was
Little
in
Hope
Shameless.
from the people who did Until Dawn and Man of Medan.
That's cool.
So he's in their most recent one called Little Hope.
I don't dislike him as a person either. There's something about the way they like rendered him as a character in Fallen Order. I just don't like it.
He looks
I
like
like
he
it.
looks like if like Zachary Quinto or Quinto, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, had a child with Gene Hackman.
That is such a
I was
weird.
gonna
I
say the
think
same thing, bro.
you're intentionally reaching on that because neither of those are redheads.
Well, no, of course not.
Well, I don't even know what one of those dudes looks like.
It
So.
doesn't matter. I mean, it's like facial structure because I sat there like trying to figure it out for like a minute, like watching Zeke play. I was like, who does he remind me of? Because he looks like someone I'd punch.
He has a punchable face.
He does.
That I will agree with. He has 100%
Keep
has a
him
punch.
running so he can get his camera.
But
going.
not like so on the scale. Martin Shkreli being most punchable.
He does have a very punchable face.
I'd put him like at a 5.
So he's a midpoint.
What about the new Captain America?
He's up there. He's like
He's
a
up
7
there
or 8.
too. Yeah. I'd say 7.
Especially that when
new
he
Cap.
smiles with the cap thing
Seriously,
on.
just wait until you get caught up.
Yeah, because then Batman comes in and kicks Captain America's
Oh
ass.
my god, I knew it! I
It's
was
like
saying
Marvel
about that
versus
before.
DC.
They've been reading my fan fiction.
Did they also fuck?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. With the right oscillations there.
In the Marvel vs. DC 3-part trilogy back in the day, it was Captain and Batman who didn't fight and actually caused the amalgamation universe to happen because they decided to not battle each other.
Yeah.
So
Checkmate.
I mean, he's not
atheist.
incorrect. I know you're correct. I'm virtually high-fiving you.
thanks, bro. We're high-fiving in the comments.
No,
Right.
you can't virtually high five him yet. He's not
let's spend an
vaccinated.
hour talking exclusively about the Malibu comics we hate.
Brooks, you can't virtually high five him. He's not vaccinated yet. Only us 3 have that functionality programmed in.
I've been fully
Doesn't sound
vaxxed
like
for
you
a
have
while,
any
you
functionality
peasant.
programmed.
Anyway, we're at the end of the episode. What have you guys been playing this week? What's been keeping your attention?
Well, I was already talking about Fallen Order, and then Zeke got one of the free games this month was it was some like zombie
Days Gone.
Days Gone, yeah, which subverted my expectations quite heavily with the trailer that I saw. I was like, oh, this is gonna be some dumb.
That main character, I can't fucking stand.
He's in
biker
so
dude?
many things.
Deacon St. John, that motherfucker I want to punch. But the game itself is really
Yeah,
cool.
the game is cool, but the
But I
character's
hate
not.
him. He's like the biker bro, and it's just like, I fucking hate him.
The game.
But the game is cool.
Yeah, the
Like,
game
it
is
looks
cool
good.
in spite of its protagonist.
So
Absolutely.
that actor is in The Mist.
Yes, he is.
And he is also in a Star Wars game. The Force. What the fuck was it?
Unleashed?
Force Unleashed,
Bombad Racing.
He's the main character in Force Unleashed.
Really? Oh, okay.
Super Bombad Racing.
Oh, Jesus.
So
Lisa's so angry.
Days Gone, when that came out, it was nothing but progress.
Yes, I heard it was dog shit until they released an update.
I saw the dev 4 days gone.
Well, I mean,
like,
even some of the animations look like ass. I
I saw the dev 4 days gone was like interviewed or something, and he like said, if you love the game, then you just buy it at fucking full price. It's like,
Because they're not giving him a sequel to it because
Release-
of how
re-
poorly it was reviewed at first.
release a game in full. Maybe
Yeah, right.
people will buy your goddamn game at full price if it actually works when it's new.
And it was part of the Instant Collection with PlayStation Plus.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Oop.
I got my
No one's gonna
PS5,
go back
and
and
that was the
pay
first
full
time that I
price
started
for it.
playing it. Plays great on the
Yeah,
PlayStation
it's,
5.
I mean, it's interesting. I like that it's not like the most generic zombie thing I've seen.
Yep.
For sure. And like I've only watched it like a couple of hours in, so I don't really know what's going on as far as the full story goes.
The hordes look cool. And
Yeah.
like, it's all well done.
I like that you're fighting people that aren't just zombies. Like you're fighting just
Oh yeah, there's
assholes out there.
marauders and shit as well, because
Yeah,
that's what happens when the world ends.
Everyone in the post-apocalypse is like a fucking like meathead biker though. It's so exhausting.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I would love to meet someone who's like into books and is kind of scared.
It's
And-
Sons
yeah,
of
and then-
Anarchy plus zombies.
And then you start getting flashbacks to the main character's girlfriend, and it's just like, what does she see in this fucking douchebag
Well, he looks
biker?
cool. He looks cool with a backwards hat.
Yeah.
It's Oregon too, so you know.
Ugh.
Where's the Jesse Eisenberg character?
She could just also be a shitty person.
She's one of the reasons that the zombie apocalypse happened because she's like a top scientist.
Yeah.
Like in the fucking like super like secret science facility, and she's spending her time riding fucking on the back of this bike with this guy who like used to be in jail. And
Look, brainy,
Maybe that's what she's into,
I
bro.
know, it's so
brainy chicks love bad
It's
boys.
ridiculous.
That's why I get all the brainy chicks.
How dare you judge this fictional relationship?
I'm sorry, my dad drives motorcycles. I just don't like motorcycles.
It's not because I don't like my dad. I just don't like motorcycles.
Yeah.
Okay?
I just really
Let's
don't.
let's change the subject.
Never mind this thing. He couldn't be
What have you been playing?
He said he couldn't pick me up from school because I couldn't sit on the back of the bike. So I had to walk home every day.
Every time I pick my pants on the bike.
Dang.
After the massive success that was Paper Mario and the Origami King, I'm trying to go back and play some of the other ones that I missed.
Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, Thousand Year Door is pretty great.
Played,
Mario.
Apparently, I'm just on the verge of puberty here.
played through a decent chunk of Super Paper Mario. That game's kind of hard to look at.
I don't.
Yes.
I didn't like Super Paper
It's
Mario.
fun to play, and it has like some great moments of writing. There's also some low points. It's basically if Paper Mario had a fucking Kingdom Hearts story. Like,
Okay.
That was one
Hearts of Darkness and Light and weird shit like that.
Sure.
That was the one on the Wii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like that one. That was the first one where they started going away from the
Yeah, Kingdom
pure
Hearts sucks.
RPG.
Yeah,
on it.
it's action combat in this one.
I miss it. I miss Paper Mario when it was just a RPG.
I like the action combat. I like how they mix up the combat in like every single one.
Yeah, I'm overall glad that they don't just do one thing. There have been a couple moments that make me laugh. There's this whole world where there's these dudes called Kragnons. They're basically cavemen, but they have cavemen speak, but they use like surfer dude slang with broken English. Just like, Kragnon think that was real scary, brah. Like, and they're just these like poor stupid idiots that are being brainwashed by plant people because the Kragnons just throw all of their trash into the river because they're stupid.
I'm imagining your internal monologue is Kragnon.
Yeah. Kragnon think that fucking sucked, bro.
Kragnon don't want to live no more, bruh.
Not surf the wave, bruh.
Not game related, but of all the things to do, me and a bunch of friends helped record basically a punk rock song, but specifically for a friend's D&D campaign.
Right on.
Where
You messaged me about that and I forgot to message back.
yeah, where it's gonna be played like as a prop in one of the sessions where a bard is actually playing this song.
That's so awesome.
So I got a bunch of fucking people in my house doing gang vocals for this.
That's awesome.
Oh boy, gang vocals.
I want to hear this.
I have
Most expensive night of your recording.
I have where it's at right now. It's not mixed or anything, and it's not complete, but yeah, I can show you guys after.
And now that you got those monitors,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, having the full recording setup in the house is super sweet.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it.
Nice.
Hell yeah, bruh.
what did you play on MUA RPG this week?
Last week on MUA RPG, we played
Each other.
Play just
Cyberian, the time traveling warrior, which is about a barbarian who gets transported into a cyberpunk future. And Bentley did like this bearded man makeup look, and I fucking struggled through Cyberian. It's a wonky game. It's really cool. It looks cool for its pixel art. It is rough. It's hard to play, and it's like the combat and everything, and the way that he moves is shitty, but it's pretty cool. I've been playing Fallout 76 because I have a lizard brain and
monkey brain.
and I just am way too into that right now. And then this Thursday, I'm playing Dark Side Detective.
That looks
they just
interesting.
released the new sequel to
Yeah,
it. Mega Cat Studios sent me a game key to play it. I got their care package, which includes an old school, one of their new releases. It's an old school fucking Sega cartridge with a manual in the old plastic box. And like opening up that was so cool. And they sent me some cups and like this cool hoodie and stuff. But so I'm gonna start playing games that Mega Cat sends me like once or twice a month.
Didn't Mega Cat also do Coffee Crisis?
They did Coffee Crisis.
Lords of the Trident is in Coffee Crisis.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
We played that game a few months ago before reaching out to Mega Cat, but it was a cool game.
Yeah. I didn't really like the controls in that.
It was cool. Like I liked the pixel art, I liked the music, I liked the aliens. I fucking hated playing that game, and I'm so glad that my Twitch stream doesn't archive like after like 3 weeks it stops archiving because I didn't want them to just go back and see me talking shit about their fucking game when I'm like trying to like become like part of their like influencer team. Because I was like, yeah, we played the game, we really loved it. And I showed him the makeup look, and he's like, I want to see the video of it, you playing it. I was like, doesn't exist anymore.
Sorry, man.
I had it on like random mode, so like it would randomly spawn buffs for the bad guys. So like I was just getting destroyed for like an hour before I realized that I could go to options and like turn it off and like go like to regular mode. But for the longest time, I was just, every encounter was so fucking hard, and I was getting so fucking frustrated just talking shit about the fucking game. But then I figured.
So if we sent this video to them,
uh-oh.
that would make you very happy.
It was my fault.
Up next, your special guest
That's what they always say in abusive relationships.
Yeah, the whole reason that I bought it is because Lords of the Trident is in it, and I just didn't like for a beat 'em up. I don't like the controls.
Right. And like the beat 'em up, like there's a template that you could follow, and the controls are all there. You don't have to like improve upon the format, and yeah, for whatever reason it was a little wonky.
Yeah,
but the people
it looks good. It has great soundtrack,
and obviously. They're super cool. And they have this whole thing called the Pixel Syndicate. So like this Dark Side Detective that they sent me the key for, like it's not their game, but they are super big into like the pixel art community and everything. Like you go to their website, they're a really cool company. So I'm stoked to do more.
Nice.
I have to look into that.
Nice job saving face there.
That's what I do.
This game sucks, but I want to work with you people.
So I guess they're kind of cool. They're decent people.
How about you, Tyler?
Ooh, I mean, I keep on playing Earth Defense Force because I have no soul and am addicted. But beyond that, today was the first day that I got to do an in-person Dungeons and Dragons session.
With your specialty built Dungeons and Dragons table?
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
Which makes his session more legit than any session
It does. It does. You can't.
Is it shaped like the ampersand?
Is there like a crevasse for like
there's a TV in the center of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh no!
It's like a huge just monitor implanted into the center of the table.
The ampersand is like kind of the logo now for D&D 5e.
They're ripping off Penn and Teller.
Yeah, I know they are, but it's fine because nobody watches Showtime.
It's actually got a tap for fresh Mountain Dew. And
is there like a Dorito thing that you have to put a quarter in and twist it?
yeah. There's a little like catcher for your lonely tears.
They also have little hat hooks for your fedoras, just in case.
Well, the game's really changed.
Your chairs are wired so that if you stop speaking in character at any point, you will be administered a shock.
Yep. And you have to make sure
must have your hand on your head in order to ground that shock.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you have to make sure you're using the exact same accent that you were the previous session because it tracks that as well.
And genuine fedoras only, no trilbies.
It's very...
That makes it cooler, though.
Yeah, literally everyone that we would consider a fedora-tipping dickhead is actually wearing a trilby.
Yes.
Teutonic trilby.
Teutonic atomic trilby.
But yeah, that was fun. That felt really good. It felt really good. I've been playing role-playing with Dan and stuff online for the last year, but it's just... There's no substitute for the real-life thing.
Yeah. I mean, similarly to the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Same kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, it's got the vibe.
And like online, like just like, especially when you play with people who aren't, like, haven't done it before or haven't done it as often as I have, and it's just like there's always somebody who's kind of left out because you can only have so many people talking.
It fucking happens in person too, though.
It does, but
those people just don't talk.
It happens to like there's a girl in our group that when it's in person, she'll like be a part of the group. She's obviously done less than everyone else. This is only her like second campaign, but like she will talk, but like online it's just like it's so hard, like it's sometimes you can't hear her, kind of the same issues that we were having with us.
And never mind that, like when you're in person it's easier to like break out and have a one-on-one with someone who needs explanations and stuff like that as opposed to online.
I've had plenty of in-person asides at a D&D table while other stuff is going on, and that works.
Yeah, I have plenty of asides when we're doing stuff online. I open Messenger and send them a message.
This is true. But yeah, it was nice.
Get it, you're a gamer TM.
No, it's literally like there's just different strengths for it. Like things that you want to tell certain players when you're playing online that you want to make sure nobody
If
else
you want to
ever
just
knows. Like they can't
communicate with-
overhear it and then just say, "Well, I just won't act on that." Like you can just send someone a message and then nobody knows. It's great for coordinating that kind of stuff.
We did have a really good set when Vera was sending me
Like
like
a DM.
I was for some reason my character in our role play I was not my character wasn't there. He got drunk and passed out. So our DM had me role play multiple different shop owners.
He just forced him to be every bartender we ran into.
And he was sending me messages
What can I
like,
do you
okay, this
for?"
is what you need to do on this with this guy.
That's
And
funny.
it was pretty funny and a little offensive, but
Yeah, but that was the point.
I've never played D&D and I've always wanted to.
It's a lot of fun.
it's a blast. It is one of my favorites.
I have
Well,
not.
some friends of mine would invite me to.
I could see you getting it.
I have not played a session in 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother's got a group that he does or hasn't been doing as much, and then hearing y'all talk about it, it's definitely something I would like to do at some point.
I mean,
Nito Burrito. And
we should probably do a Topless Robot podcast D&D campaign and just film it all.
I mean, I have been working on a 5e campaign for like a while off and on this quarantine, depending on how depressed I've been. So like, I could try to flesh that out a little more so we can do this.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's gonna be really cool and weird though.
It'll be hard once Dan gets back into the bar, though.
Yeah, that'll be real difficult.
I guess we could do it after the podcast if people are able to stick around for like an hour or two every Sunday.
It'd be also fun to do to make like a one-off. Have a series of weird.
Could have,
one-offs.
yeah.
Or like a smaller session.
Where we'll have like a normal session to kind of vet ourselves, and then the next one can be everyone passes the character they make to the left or some shit.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Actually, it would be kind of fun to do something like that.
I would make whoever sits next to me play something really rad instead of broken.
Instead of passing it to the left, you should do the Secret Santa style,
Oh yeah,
which I have done for a campaign before, which was great.
that'd be fun. we can all Secret Santa Kalen and give him the worst possible character to start playing as.
He can be.
Bring it
he
on.
can be the
Half-orc rogue.
the trans-inclusionary KKK member.
Or druid.
God, it's terrible. Anyway, I've been playing games on my iPad.
That
We
blue
get
pop
it. You're
game that
sponsored
Jerry's
by
got on Rick and
Apple.
Morty.
The Apple Arcade?
Yeah.
It's a great deal. There's some good games on there.
And Platinum Games' latest game, World of Demons, is exclusive to Apple Arcade. So I've been playing that.
Clap Hands
Play World
Golf
of
is on
Angels.
there. There's a new RPG on there made by a guy from one of the dudes from who made Final Fantasy. It's
So-
exclusive on there.
There's a game on here. It's called Fantasia.
Yeah.
And the backgrounds are all like physical dioramas. And Nobuo Uematsu actually does the soundtrack to it.
Oh, that's cool.
You had my attention. You should have led with that.
Yeah.
Instead of me making jokes over what you were saying.
It startled me because I saw it in the arcade. I'm like, oh, look, it's a JRPG, whatever. And so I passed it up, and then Aaron texts me. He goes, oh, dude, you just got that iPad. You got to look into this game, Fantasia. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll download it. I downloaded it, and one of the first credits, music by Nobuo Uematsu. I'm like, holy shit!
It's an Apple Arcade
It's
exclusive.
legit.
Yeah. Is it fun?
They got some good
It looks,
shit.
yeah. I haven't played Sun yet. It looks great. I have.
That looks great. Turns off iPad.
No, I basically played through the tutorial. I've been playing Grindstone a lot, which is from Cappy Games. And it's kind of a more interesting take on the match 3 style of puzzle game. You play a barbarian who's climbing up the mountain, and so you can do chains of like-colored enemies. You basically draw a path, and you can connect diagonally or next to them. and you just fight through that path, and then more enemies come through. And if you make a chain of 10 or more, you get a grindstone. And if you follow a chain of one color enemy to a grindstone, you can now change up to a different color enemy after the grindstone. And so it's that kind of puzzle game, but it's a lot more fun. It's not the
I'm gonna swap these two gems. Blink, yay!
I don't know. It kind of sounds like Ryan's headed out to the Raisin Ranch a little early.
He's crushing candy over
That's
there.
what I was gonna say. I think we all have the same joke in our
Playing
heads.
Peggle. So out there playing Peggle as hard as he can.
Ryan-
Zuma.
Are you fucking kidding me? Peggle is amazing.
I do
I've
like
been
these.
playing Peggle since it came out.
I miss Busted.
It's the best.
Bust Move is my.
I was like
Yeah.
Brick Breaker.
I was stoked to find Plants vs. Zombies 2 on here. I haven't played Plants vs. Zombies in so long.
I never
and that
actually
is
played
a
it.
legit
They are fun.
fucking game.
I never
do
actually
like
played it.
Plants
I always
vs.
saw it and I was like, okay, yeah, Tower Defense game. But it's probably some dumb mobile game because look at it. Look at it.
I wouldn't even call it a tower defense. Like, it kinda is,
No,
but not really.
That was my impression. Like when I first saw it around, I was just like,
The first one's
like,
pretty
okay,
tower
this is-
defense.
Also, it wasn't originally a mobile game.
What? No.
You know, PopCap stuff was all over the Xbox Arcade. But
yeah, I remember. I remember back in the day. It still won't prevent me from making fun of it.
Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is
there's-
actually pretty fun too.
There's also a Capcom Metroidvania on here that is exclusive to Apple Arcade, where you play a diver. Like,
Yeah, it's
it
like
all
an
takes place
underwater
underwater.
Is he holy?
And there's ice that's kind of taking over the area and forces you out of where you've been staying underwater. And it's really interesting, and it doesn't feel Capcom-y. Like, it's kind of weird. It's definitely a Capcom game, at least Capcom published, I guess. But it's just so weird to see this completely unknown IP have Capcom, on it, labeled on it, and exclusive to Apple Arcade.
Well, I mean, they've had some very successful years recently, so maybe they have some fun money to play around with.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, you know what? We'll continue to not make Mega Man Legends 3. Let's throw money at this stupid diving game project.
look, man, all I'm telling you is the year DMC5 came out was record profits for them, so.
Yeah.
Because they had some real rough years.
Well, the year MML 3 comes out,
and of course
I'll be dead.
Got some bad news for you.
You know what? He's coming off that moon. God damn it.
He's gonna be on that moon forever.
But yeah, I'm surprised by some of the acquisitions Apple has on their Apple Arcade. And only, what's $5 a month?
Yeah, something like that. I ended up going with Apple One, so I've got Apple TV, music, 50 gigs of iCloud storage, and Apple Arcade for $15 a month. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso's the
I've
best.
heard
I
that
know.
show is so great.
It slaps, Tyler. What are you doing
is
with your
amazing.
life?
Not having Apple TV.
Well, now that you can see,
And they have that show that's Rob McElhenney, right?
Mystic Quest.
Mystic Quest.
yeah, I watched
which,
the first episode today. Actually,
A new episode of that just came out 2 days ago.
So season 2.
I also really like. I don't know if you saw any.
It's on the thing as episode 13. So,
Because it's been like a year since.
oh, well, so they did an episode. They did a quarantine episode at the beginning of quarantine. That was
I mean,
brilliant.
if anything is gonna play with like seasons and like just make it a long running thing, like it should be on a streaming service like that. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of having seasons when you can just?
Right.
Yeah, constantly add to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's also amazing stories on there. Have you seen any of those yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
It's
Some
a
of them are cool.
reboot of the classic Amazing Stories, and it definitely keeps the same tone
Yeah.
as the original.
It's
super,
amazing.
Yeah.
it's super cheesy,
Extra
extra hokey,
Nice.
but it's still fun. Because Amazing Stories was a Spielberg thing, wasn't it?
I know that this is produced by that. I never saw the original, but
I'm pretty sure the original was
but
Spielberg as well.
I own an Amazing Stories like magazine from like '54
Oh, cool.
with some cool stuff on there. It's great too. The art is the only reason I ever really interested in like occasional authors that I like when I have like
It
a
is
story.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
But I really like the show a lot. It was just like, okay, this is not horror.
Yeah, it's
Like,
super
it's
hokey.
not horror.
Yeah.
It's fine. That is just horror without any of the scary stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you got left? Schlock.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a very fun series. But I have to poop, and that's the end of the episode. Yep.
Bye.
Tell the Pope to wait, okay? I can't consecrate that many things in one day. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. My name is, Richard? Oh,